Hi, we're from Professor Johnson's 8 a.m. Lang 120, and we're going to show our collaborative project for you.
But prior to that, we kind of just wrote something to kind of just introduce it. So, first off, I'm going to start off. Now, I know we all love getting our sleep, right? But I also know how hard it can be to get the right amount of sleep every night. So, whether we wake up at 6 a.m., 6:30, 7:30, or even the occasional 8, my peers and I, on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, still have our Lang 120 at 8 a.m. with Professor Johnson. Now, this presentation is kind of a compilation of our words, our pieces in which we have created throughout the duration of this course. And these words are what we wish to share with you today. Now, despite oftentimes not really talking during class, we're hoping this presentation kind of compensates for that.
Yes. We've all worked super hard, waking up early, feeling the weight of morning, starting off the days, sometimes with stuff to say and sometimes with nothing at all. Throughout the good days and the bad, we've still worked hard and pushed through. In the early mornings and the late nights, we've been developing our own styles through the constant evolution that comes with writing. This collaborative presentation showcases all that we've done this year, highlighting our personalities within our work. Our collaborative presentation is titled, "We Woke Up, The Evolution of Our Words," which begins with lines from our recreation of the I Am From poems that we wrote at the beginning of our time together, followed by pieces that we all created throughout this semester. Here it is.
My name is Taylor. I am from Italian Dinners with Grandma and Wonder Bread with Pop Pop. I'm from a time of many movings and football games with a salty smell of concession stands.
I'm Anna Scrid. I am from riding through the brush of the woods, listening to Mother Nature roar like clockwork. I am from hard work and determination, where no is never a stopping point. I am from hours upon hours of practicing on the court, training for what's to come.
Hi, I'm Owen. I'm from my father's curse words when he stubs his toe, bangs his knee, or burns himself on the stove.
I'm Nicholas Grandstaff, and I'm from Hillsborough, North Carolina, where I'm too much of a country boy to hang with the city slickers and too much of a city slicker to hang with the country boys.
Hey, I am Zane, and I am from behind the camera and the one smoothly moving the pen in my hand, where every curvy word describes all my blended emotions.
Here to talk about some Lang 120. What do you think you guys are going to remember about this class?
I'll probably remember how early I had to wake up and come to this class, but it was worth it in the end.
Yeah, same, all the late nights, and I remember that I have 8 a.m.
What do you guys, or how have you grown as a writer, do you think?
Not so much as a writer, but as a person, which made me a better writer, just having a different perspective on things and learning what language I can use to convey the ideas that are in my head.
For me, I had to figure out different textures of writing to be able to get my point across and go further into my research or further into my story, and it helped, I guess, open that up.
Us as students to be able to provide genuine work instead of having to kind of pretend in case or just to do it for a grade.
Yeah.
We can do it for ourselves. Like in the past, I would just kind of like be like, oh, I'll just read my paper once and submit it, call it good.
Yeah.
But like after like talking about it more, like the more you revise and if you go over it more than once, you just see like new ideas that could fit, like mistakes or like more things you could add and like elaborate on. So I think that will help me.
I cared about my topic, and I like really couldn't like let go of it. Like I actually ended up totally changing my like thesis at one point, and like totally getting new research because I was like, I can't do this, like this would be like a sham if I were to like just continue with this. And that I think was like the whole research thing. Like I had to look at it and come full circle to realize that like I needed to work something different.
I agree with that.
I did my research on animal testing cosmetics, and I created a website called Cruelty Free Friends where I basically gave background information on animal testing and ways that you can help.
Hey, I'm Ryan. I researched the Eastern and Western cultural divide between philosophies and cultures, and for my project I ended up recording a podcast that was about 25 minutes long, and we discussed everything ranging from Siddhartha, the book that came out in the 20s, to more modern philosophies concerning Alan Watts.
I am Kendra Mingo, and I researched overcoming emotional abuse by using creative writing.
I'm going to reach my goals no matter what. My blended emotions, nor the man who is called the President of the United States will stop me.
I'm going to a small town 41 mile away. Mask made of glass, I will approach. I'm Cyril.
I'm going to be a mindful person and an eminent student, and will be diligent in everything I do. Kendra Mingo.
At first, when I like wrote the piece and like she looked at it, she was like, oh, there's like more here you could talk about. Like there's more to the story I can tell. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I want to talk about this. And then like I kind of like opened up more and was able to like talk more in depth about it.
At first I really didn't want to, I was just curious, so I didn't want to go in depth as much as I did. But what I found through digging deeper was pretty interesting.
What will you take away from this class?
Like revision strategies and just other writing. I don't know if the word's techniques, but like just ways to like organize and like make a good paper. And I guess like revising is like done through that as well.
Definitely going to the writing center and the professor and other college students as well, getting their perspective has helped me look at things in a different way when revising.
Being able to like go after something you care and then also like come at it in whatever in like the form that you want.
Yeah.
You're
You can attack it from a different angle than what you've seen.
Exactly.
Are there any questions? Okay, cool. Thank you.